With all of the self-incrimination that Durk had done over the course of 2023, it would only be a matter of time before people began to put things together. And unfortunately for Durk, on the internet, Reddit forums, and in YouTube videos, people would continue to speculate on these quite obvious crimes. I personally released a 4-hour documentary about Quando Rondo's life and the attempts to end it in 2023 that had over 4 million views before the feds officially filed charges. But I was by no means the only one making these speculations. In his February 2024 interview with DJ Vlad, FBG Butter would ask how Durk is still outside when everybody knows that he paid to have Quando killed and got Pab killed by mistake.
Who the f you know name get brought up and with actual proven facts that you done paid me some money to go kill a motherfucker. And I done killed the wrong motherfucker too.
Butter then, seemingly with inside knowledge at this point, months before any arrest took place, would hint towards one of Pab's shooters actually telling the police that he did it for Durk.
The police know I work for you. Cause they say Shorty flat out told they like, man, Lil Durk told me to do that shit. And he paid me to do it. Showing receipts, like this gave me real money to get this man gone.
Despite having an explosive start to 2024, winning that Grammy for his inspirational song All My Life, behind the scenes, it seemed that Durk was fighting his demons from the very top of the rap game. He was notably absent for a short period of time, and in June 2024, Durk revealed that he'd actually gone to rehab for an addiction to codeine and Xanax, explaining how he was living too fast and decided that he wanted to focus on his family and peace.
So we got word that you were in rehab.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I want to embrace it, you know what I'm saying, because it helped me a lot. I won't even say it was tough at first. It was tough at first, but it ain't that tough because I really knew what I wanted. You know what I'm saying? I knew what was holding me back.
And what was that? What did you want?
I wanted better. You know what I'm saying? I wanted to be a better man, a better father, a better leader, you know, so, but more action. So I got to make sure that self is good before, anybody else. It helped a lot, you know what I'm saying? Just thinking clearer. See, my main goal is peace, you know what I'm saying? Being with the family and staying out of bull. You know what I'm saying?
Durk would open up about feeling that his life was too fast before rehab.
Moving fast.
Moving fast.
Making excuses. You know what I'm saying? Letting the drugs take over me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, just like the codeine and everything.
Is that what it was? Was codeine?
Yeah, Xanax. But make me.
Durk would drop a song commemorating his release from rehab, being seen in a Louis Vuitton suit and a skinnier frame. The song was called Went Hollywood for a Year, and it was a Pain song with a 3-6 Mafia-inspired bridge that sounds like Durk is actually saying farewell to his beloved codeine cough syrup. In one line, Durk says that he'll give $1 million to somebody who can prove he's a snitch, and another $1 million, but then appearing to stop short of rapping, find him. As well as bragging that he has killers in his circle sharing his money and cars, and mocking someone saying that their homie's killer is still alive, but for Durk, it's been a year since revenge. It seemed that Durk was back, trying to put a brave face on things and attempting to get his career on track. The month before his arrest, Durk releases a new song and music video as a teaser for his upcoming album. The song's called Turn Up a Notch, and just over a week later, he would release yet another track, this time with an interesting title. The song was called Monitoring Me, and obviously had a theme to suggest that Durk indeed knew that the authorities were watching his every move. And it also had some very suspect lyrics where Durk says that he can't send money to his killers in his own name, and that he doesn't know if the feds are setting him up, or if people are snitching. In another line that seemed to refer to the attempt to kill Quando that resulted in Pab's death, Durk says that he wouldn't say his shooters missed their target because they were so close, as well as rapping more lines that he can use money to have people killed, then backtracking, saying that his killers will murder for his friendship regardless of payment, as well as bragging about having seen his killers commit murder, then backtracking again, saying that he didn't see it, he just heard the shooter shout "get up" to the victim, and going on to say that if his enemies post their locations, his people will go there, and openly admitting that he pays for his people for more than just murders, hinting at OTF's dual role as a label and a murderous gang. Not only was the song another self-snitching anthem, but it came with a music video filmed at, you guessed it, a gas station. This was a strange time, and once again, Durk was seen to be living a double life. Clearly going into promotion mode, Durk was making major moves in the industry, but unlike his recent song release, some of what he was doing was actually positive. Durk's 32nd birthday was coming up on the 19th of October, and he was planning to make this one special, announcing his first annual birthday show at Chicago's prestigious United Center, home of the Chicago Bulls, with a concert capacity of 23,500 people. The show was epic, and Durk drove from the dressing room to the stage behind a literal convoy of Hellcats and Trackhawks, then performing the song with that very name from the back of a moving pickup. It was also a star-studded affair, with Durk bringing a number of huge names in the rap game out, like Bossman D-Lo, Sexy Red, Nardo Wick, who performed Who Wants Smoke with Durk, and even Lil Baby. Another interesting move was choosing to use the event to unite with Chicago's top content creators, sharing the stage with prolific interview host DJ U and rapper turned Instagram comedian FYB J Mane, notorious for his Whoop cereal and his pushing peace movement. With Durk's acceptance of J Mane, who actually hails from 63rd and was very good friends with FBG Duck, as approval of his pushing peace agenda aiming to stop the gang wars. Notably, in the name of pushing peace, at one point in the show, Durk would even put up on screen a collage of fallen gang members from both sides of the war. This was during an extended onstage speech reminiscent of Kanye's stadium shows, where he would tell the crowd that he was showing love to everyone in Chicago and telling the crowd to take a photo.
My brother J Mane one time in this man. So look, right?
You see FBG Duck.
I'm gonna do something ain't never been done one time, man, right? We gonna show love to everybody we lost in Chicago, man. So I need everybody put their phone lights out one time. For everybody who we lost in Chicago, you know what I'm saying? Everybody, even if your face ain't on here right here, still showing them love.
The show looked absolutely lit, and I really wish that I was there, because it's kind of sad to imagine both Durk and the over 20,000 fans watching that this may very well have been Durk's last show. By this point, he was at the pinnacle of his career. With a huge catalogue of bangers, he would rap hit after hit back to back on stage to the sold-out stadium. It's a huge reminder of how much he very well may have just thrown away. But then again, despite releasing a song called Monitoring Me, Durk's situation with the law seems surprisingly good at this point. Strangely, in September, he announced that his felony record had been wiped clean of all cases, with Durk saying how he believed that everybody should get second chances at life. Seemingly now able to travel internationally, Durk would make the most of his newfound freedom with lavish trips abroad. Durk was even invited to dinner with Sheikh Mohammed bin Maktoum Bil Juma Al Maktoum, a member of Dubai's royal family, where he received an ornate cane as a gift. And Durk also made his first ever trip to my home country, London in England, with him appearing outside freestyling in front of the iconic clock tower Big Ben and in the streets of upmarket Knightsbridge, even attending an NFL game with UK legends of the rap game, current king of UK drill Central C, Grime Clash veteran Chip, and road rap pioneer turned podcast pioneer Young Spray.
Bad people, get me? Come on, man. Bad people.
But despite the smiles, many people thought that Durk was cleaning house, knowing that bad news was just around the corner. In Durk's last IG Live, he was seen praying, perhaps asking the Lord to spare him from the consequences that may have been lurking. Also in October 2024, rap media would report that Durk's children had been sent on a trip to Disneyland. Perhaps this was truly an acknowledgement that their father was going to be absent for the remainder of their childhood, as the heartbreaking news would only be days away. And ultimately, on October the 23rd, 2024, things would come crashing down, when 5 affiliates of Lil Durk's Only the Family record label were arrested and indicted on serious charges, including conspiracy to commit murder for hire, committing murder for hire involving a death, and the use of a machine gun in a violent crime resulting in death. After the 5 members of his Only the Family crew were arrested in Chicago, it was only a matter of time before the feds would grab Durk himself. He likely knew the clock was ticking after news broke of his close OTF associates being taken off the streets. Durk would reportedly book multiple international flights in an attempt to not only get away, but also confuse the authorities and keep them guessing what his next move might be, with 3 flights all being booked to Switzerland, Dubai, and 1 private jet that was headed to Italy. Durk was in Miami in South Florida at the time, and according to an affidavit by FBI agent Sarah Corcoran, the Chicago rapper was attempting to flee to Italy before his arrest. All international flight bookings made on Durk's behalf would raise suspicions that Durk was planning to evade capture, and the feds would immediately swoop in, and then the music would finally stop. As 2 days after his 5 friends were arrested, before Durk could board that private flight to Italy, federal agents would intercept him in Broward County, Florida on October the 25th. US Marshals would apprehend him, charging him with conspiracy for allegedly arranging that hit on fellow rapper Quando Rondo. The US Attorney's Office for the Central District of California would announce the arrest of Lil Durk on charges of conspiracy to use interstate facilities in a murder-for-hire plot that resulted in a fatality.
I want to begin now with some breaking news. Rapper Lil Durk is charged in a murder-for-hire plot.
Lil Durk's real name is Durk Bank, and he is from Chicago. This is his mugshot from Florida, where he was arrested last night and is being held without bond. This comes only hours after 5 people associated with his music business were also accused in taking part in that murder-for-hire plot. Now, the plot targeted rapper Quando Rondo's cousin, who was killed in 2022. Investigators believe it was retaliation for the earlier murder of Chicago rapper King Von.
Local rapper and Grammy winner Lil Durk is being held behind bars in South Florida, charged in a murder-for-hire plot back in 2022.
The FBI says he was arrested while trying to flee the country. Investigators believe Lil Durk put out a hit on another rapper, Quando Rondo, in retaliation for the earlier murder of Chicago rapper King Von. Rondo's cousin also died in a shooting at a Los Angeles gas station caught on camera. Several of Lil Durk's associates have also been arrested in connection with this same plot.
The superseding indictment filed against Lil Durk himself would paint a detailed and damning picture of OTF as a criminal enterprise that was allegedly led and directed by Lil Durk himself. According to prosecutors, OTF operated not just as a music collective, but also as a violent organization that was engaged in murder, assault, and intimidation to maintain its dominance in the Chicago and broader music scene. The indictment alleges in black and white that Durk placed a bounty on Quando Rondo, promising financial rewards and lucrative opportunities within OTF to anyone who carried out the killing, and confirming that the murder of Pab was indeed revenge for the killing of King Von. Not only that, but this music-turned-murder enterprise had been incredibly sloppy in their actions, as the indictment would reveal an alleged text exchange where Durk would reportedly advise his shooters not to book no flights under no names involved with him. A tragic exchange suggesting that he was actively trying to cover his tracks and that his shooters had been incredibly cheap and reckless. And soon, Durk's situation would surpass Diddy's as the most trending topic in the rap media. Not only that, but those close to him would begin to find themselves under the magnifying glass too. In the aftermath of Durk's arrest, eyebrows began to raise about his ability to potentially influence the justice system and politics, with questions being asked about whether the mayor of Chicago would be giving back a $150K donation. But most importantly, all eyes would be on those in the indictment, both named and unnamed, as people would begin to uncover the dark, violent backstories of the perpetrators, as well as intensely speculating on exactly who might have been the informant and who might have been the connection in California who told Durk and his demons to fly out and kill Quando.